Asia shares ex-Japan finally cracked 2007 top to new peak. Investors optimistic on earnings growth. Global economy. Dollar slips to multi-year lows as euro pound gains. US holiday thins trade. China GDP looms later in week by Wayne Cole. Sydney, January 15. Reuters. Asian shares hit historic highs on Monday after Wall Street extended its record-breaking run, while the US dollar retreat continued as investors priced in the risk of tighter policies elsewhere in the developed world. Activity was restrained somewhat as a U.S. holiday curbed trading cash treasuries, though E-mini futures for the S&P 500 still made gains of 0.26%. MSCI's broadest index of Asia-Pacific shares outside Japan rose 0.7%, having finally cleared the former all-time top of 591.50 from late 2007. Australia's main index firmed 0.1%, while Japan's Nikkei added 0.3%. Stocks in Hong Kong jumped 0.9% from Friday's record closing high. Investors were optimistic that Chinese gross domestic product data for the December quarter due on Thursday would show growth of at least 6.7% for the world's second biggest economy. Wall Street was on a roll as the fourth quarter earnings season kicked off with solid results from banks and robust retail sales, driving investor optimism about economic growth. The Dow amassed gains of 2% last week, while the Nasdaq gained 1.8% and the S&P 500 1.6%. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq scored 8 record closing highs out of the first 9 trading days of 2018, while the Dow boasted its 6th closing high of the year. Earnings for S&P 500 companies are expected to increase on average by 12.1% in the quarter, with profit for financial services companies likely to increase 13.2%, according to Thomson Reuters IBES. The big consensus trade of being short US dollars into 2018 and long European and US financials continues to work in earnest, and this remains the key focal point in the week ahead, said Chris Weston, chief market strategist at broker IG. The decline in the USD index was actually the biggest sell-off since the 27th of June, with prices closing below the September 8th low. It just shows how much sway the USD bears have right now. Dollar in decline. The dollar index showed no sign of bouncing early on Monday, instead edging down to a fresh trough at 90.622. The euro was up at a 3-year peak of $1.2241 and holding all of Friday's 1.3% surge. The single currency has been bolstered by speculation European Central Bank policymakers are preparing to temper their vast monetary stimulus campaign. Also helping was news German Chancellor Angela Merkel's CDU party and the Social Democrats SD were moving toward formal coalition talks. Leading members of the Social Democrats said on Sunday they would press for improvements to the coalition blueprint, seeking to win over skeptical party members who can torpedo the deal. The dollar slipped to a 6-week low on the yen at 110 yen and 73 sen, even as the head of the Bank of Japan reiterated his commitment to keeping yields low. The Chinese yuan hit a 2-year high of 6.4155 per dollar in offshore trade. The pound was at its highest since mid-2016 at $1.3741, while the Canadian dollar held firm on wages. The country's central bank would hike interest rates at a policy meeting on Wednesday. A softening US dollar combined with resilient Chinese demand has been positive for most commodity prices. Gold hit a 4-month top of $1,344.70. Oil prices consolidated following 6 straight sessions of gains, with output cuts led by OPEC and Russia as well as healthy demand keeping crude near December 2014 highs. Brent crude futures ticked up 12 cents to $69.99 a barrel, while U.S. crude rose 22 cents to $64.52. Reporting by Wayne Cole, editing by Sam Holmes and Richard Pullen. Standards. The Thomson Reuters Trust Principles.